Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Um, I won't get started just yet. Um, just got a couple of things I need to set up, so hopefully we get started in the next few minutes. Hold tight. Right. Just another sound check. Just make sure everyone can hear me okay. I'm hoping the sound is all good now. Excellent. Good. So hi, Mad Pilot. This is default scenery. This is default scenery of my local airport in the UK, and it's pretty good actually. There's a slight issue in XP11. You should be able to see it in just a second. So there's a couple of trees here on the runways. That's definitely not supposed to happen. Um, Funny story, actually. Well, it's not that funny, really, but in one of the previous streams that I did at this airport, one of my viewers noticed that, and he said to me that he was going to fix it. I don't know what he meant. And an hour later, he sends me an email with a link and sends me an updated version of this airport. This was a lot worse. So the trees were all down runway 27 on both sides, but they're not now. They're just on that runway there. But yeah, that was pretty cool of him. He said it will be completely fixed in the final version, apparently. So, but it's okay for now. So hardcore gamer, I can do that after this if you like. We can do Frankfurt. Okay, let's get those doors shut. So guys, for those of you who haven't who went on the stream, I think it was last night or the night before. So this is beta 5. There's a couple of issues with it. For me, the frame rates are definitely lower than in beta 3, but that's okay. It's temporary, and just have to wait for the next update. Yeah, it's pretty cool that this is a default airport, because my local area is not really that popular or famous, should I say. But they've really made an effort with this airport, which is pretty cool. Lucky for me. You could probably just about see those trees ahead. And I'm using Xenviro, so the weather is obviously rendering real weather. And if I look out my window now, it pretty much looks exactly like that. It's frightening how accurate it is. Maybe I haven't really noticed any improvements, to be honest, but it doesn't mean that there haven't been any, because there's probably improvements behind the scenes. It seems to have broken Xenviro. Notice those sort of lines, linear lines, pixelated lines, whatever you want to call it, see in the sky up ahead. Xenviro up until now been really amazing with that. So it's sort of it's been rendering the sky and the clouds really well. But again, I shouldn't expect anything more really. It's just a beta, isn't it? Aha, fair enough. Sky Vector and Navigraph. Yeah, I have heard of them, to be fair, but I've not used them. Wow, it's very bumpy. Yeah, this is default airport. It's Echo Golf Golf Bravo. No, sorry, that's the wrong airport. So it's Echo Golf Bravo Juliet. Yeah, it's pretty bumpy. So for me, really, Beta 3 was definitely the best. Um, all the aircrafts that I've got, all the payware stuff, ran almost perfectly on that. Um, and the FPS, the most noticeable one of all was the JAR A320. That on Beta 3 ran really well. In fact, one of my recent videos, um, you'll be able to see it actually on my channel. You'll see how smooth it was. On the stream a couple of days ago, I'm pretty sure it was a couple of days, I don't think it was last night, can't remember now what day we were on. It was very bad. It was giving me sort of mid-20s FPS, where before that it was sort of like 40s. So definitely, it was definitely the update. Just trying to climb out of this weather. I noticed that the lighting is a little bit messed up as well with this new beta version. I don't know, it's just doing unusual things. 1 minute it could look very, very dark, and within a second it will just turn very light. I don't know. Pretty sure it's to do with the update because it wasn't doing any of that beforehand. And I feel actually right now as I speak, I'm getting a performance hit. I feel like it's not. Let me just get it switched on. Yeah, wow, it's mid-20s. That's pretty poor for my system. Yeah, the lighting in XP11 is just incredible. I would say there's just one thing that they could make a little bit better. So if I change view again, um, being able to see the airports at that distance like that, I think that needs to be ironed out a little bit. I think it's a little bit too bright. But I guess things like Real Terra Haze or maybe Xenvira eventually will allow you to fiddle around with that sort of thing. Because I think it's just a little bit unrealistic. Hi Roy. So who else is streaming? Personally, I would avoid SkyMax Mad Pilot. I've got it, and I've showed some of you guys during streams. You probably missed it. The difference between SkyMax and Xenvira wins every time. It's just not up to the standard, to be fair. Yeah, so Night Strike, I guess little things like that you should be able to change yourself. There'll be lots of freeware stuff that you can install to make things a little bit better. That's a good thing about X-Plane. There's a lot of people, developing sort of freeware products, add-ons for it, which is great. Mayday, yeah. So I don't actually have reflections on. I've never had since almost beta 1 or 2. Yeah, it kills my frame rates, to be fair. Shadows does as well. ground shadows, so I have them off. I don't feel like I'm missing out really too much with having them off. It's all good. I've not heard of Aerosim Gaming. Yeah, it's the first time I've heard of that name. Mad Pilot, yes, Xenvar is payware and it's $70, so it's quite steep. But again, I mentioned it in a previous stream. I think you have to look at it. You just have to think how long do you spend on X-Plane or any other sim, whatever add-on you pay for. It's not an investment, but you know, if it's something you enjoy and you spend a lot of time, you know, enjoying it, then why not? You know, it's like people who are afraid to spend too much money on a car or a bed. Like you spend most of the time in a car or a bed, so why wouldn't you spend a little bit more money and get a comfortable experience? Yeah, I'm very surprised how my FPS has taken a massive hit. It's very noticeable. I mean, you guys probably seen my previous streams. I get at least top 30s, if mid 40s most of the time. So now I'm early 20s, which is pretty shocking, really. So regarding the yoke, I would hold off a little bit because a company announced this. I'm just about to share the link with you. Check it out. It looks pretty cool. And the price of it is $170, I believe, which almost seems too good to be true. Check it out, guys. It looks incredible. Hi, Oscar. Good to see you again. Hardcore. So there is snow and rain in X-Plane, but there isn't seasons yet. So it's just one season really. I believe there is a freeware on xplane.org which gives you snowy sort of textures. I've not tried it, to be honest. I'm not too fussed really. I know a lot of people care about it more than I do, but yeah, you could check that out. Yeah, I thought I saw that yoke and I thought, wow, that's pretty impressive. For those of you that don't know, I believe Satec have pulled the plug on the yokes and stuff like that. So I think they're going to stop doing those. They discontinued them. So I think this company is jumping on that opportunity. I would say that X-Plane the flight sim community is pretty big, but I guess Satec don't think it's big enough for them. So I'm getting some real issues with my FPS. It's jumping. Well, it's dropping down to sort of 10, 11. Something's definitely not right here. Interestingly, my CPU is currently running at 53%, and the memory of 16 gig, it's only using 11. So something's it's got to be the sim, right, guys? Aha, Mayday. I did not know that. That explains it. Because up until now, I've been getting amazing performance on Explain. Yep, Tor, definitely a good idea. I regret it, but it's not really that long between updates, is it? So I could be patient. And I haven't deleted 10 yet, Explain 10. Lost the airport for a second. It's about 9 o'clock now. Ah, that's interesting. I did not know that you can revert back to older versions. I'm keen to find out how that's possible. Um, I personally think the OrbX issue was more to do with the owner of Xplane, because there was something said back a while by the owner of OrbX. I believe he said that Xplane will never be a serious thing, or I can't remember. I'm not sure of the exact words that were used, but and Austin, I think probably just as a maybe I'm just guessing, by the way, maybe as an ego thing. It was like didn't care if they're not or maybe didn't allow them to. I don't know really, because it seems odd. They said that they already built, or what was it, Makesfield, and they were about to release it, and suddenly they were like, we've cancelled Explain project, which was a bit bizarre. I don't think anyone really knows for sure. It does say on Steam mid-Feb, I think. Um, so you'd think that it would be out before it's launched on Steam. But I'm not really fussed, to be honest. I want them to get this right before they release it. There are some odd things going on, which it's how when I yaw to the right and left, all the clouds turn as well, which is a bit bizarre. So I think this update definitely broke quite a lot of things. Hi, Parsa. Good to see you again. Yeah, I mean, it'd be good if PMDG did something and explain, just to mix it up a little bit, because I think it will make the other developers, well, it'll make it more competitive, wouldn't it? I always think, even in the business world that I work in, competition is good. It means there's demand, or normally competition can, do the other, you go the other way really, but most of the time it's good. So other developers will think, well, we need to do something, but we need to do it really good. Just realized that I switched on AI traffic, and it's using the aircrafts that are in my aircraft folder, and I'm wondering whether that's actually breaking not breaking, sorry, affecting my frame rates. Let me just test it. So I'm getting around 30 FPS now. That's not what I want. So for those of you that didn't know, you can actually create your own AI. So this is where you would select your aircraft from. Top right hand corner, AA aircraft. You can actually add up to 19. So with your aircraft, it's 20 aircrafts in total. So you can go ahead and do that, and then when you click edit, it gives you access to the list of your aircrafts, and you can go ahead and select which ones you want to include. And then it will just do sort of like a random flight plan. So you randomize aircraft for each flight. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove these and see what happens to my performance. I wouldn't say I gained much from that. Only a couple of frames, which I think is considering it was loading up the flight factor 767. I think 2 frames is nothing really. In fact, I think it's quite good that it only used up 2 frames. Well, it's a really detailed aircraft, isn't it? So let's change it to Frankfurt. Someone requested that, so let's do it. Choice of aircraft, guys. Take your pick. Cricket highlights. I don't have that region installed just yet, unfortunately. Yeah, I wonder if it is Xenviro. I can switch it off and try it and see what it does. SR71. What I'm going to do, I am going to select this, the flight factor 757. I will choose the 747 afterwards. The reason why I want to pick this is because it's quite detailed, and I just want to see how it behaves when I switch off Xenviro. See if it actually makes any difference. Brian, I think you're right. I think it's just this update, because everything was perfect in version 3. It was really good, almost too good. I'm still getting used to the idea. There's sort of like, what is it? How many of you? 30 of you watching this, but I can't hear any of you speak. I can only read your comments, which is really bizarre. But I guess if you all spoke, no one would get a word in edgeways. Hi Gemini, Happy New Year to you too. Oscar, the L410, I actually only installed it before the stream. I was hoping to fly it, but it's broke in this version for some reason, for me anyway. My computer, so in total, I think it costs me, um, so the machine without the monitor, I think it was just over £1,000. So with today's exchange rate, that would be about $1,400, which I think is pretty cheap for what it is. The monitor I think was £600, roughly $1,000. Yeah, this scenery that I have is default for Frankfurt default airport. Although I think um, it's for AutoGen. I'm using W2 XP. Pretty sure I am. Sorry, it's taken a while. Something's definitely changed in this update because that's another thing I noticed. The loading time is a lot slower. Cricket highlights. I don't actually have. I think I may have already said, but I don't have the region for Pakistan, I'm afraid. So you have to, when you install Explain, you can pick what continents to download, and since it was just a beta version of Explain, I didn't want to go ahead and install everything and having to remove it and then reinstall it all over again. I felt that it was not necessary. I have a feeling I think it's crashed. It has crashed. See, something's up, guys. Something's definitely not right with this version of Explain. Any of you noticed or had any crashes like that? Was it just me? Samuel, remind me. I can do that shortly, so we can fly from Kilo Lima Echo X-ray. Okay, let's try it again and see what's going on. It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Gemini, I have a few aircrafts. Payware wise, I have Flight Factor 767, 757. I have the JAR A320, which is definitely not behaving as it should be in this new version of Explain. What else have I got? Oh, the IGEX 737. That's a good plane, to be fair. Yeah, Roy. I've, as you can see, I've definitely had, definitely having FPS issues. I posted it on a Facebook group, and everyone else was reporting improvements, which is really bizarre. It could be the ATI guys. Yeah, apparently Beta 4 was definitely broken. So they released Beta 5 like within hours after launching launching that. Well, it looks like it's loading, which is good news. I better not speak too soon, I guess. Ah, that's interesting. Fair enough. So it's affected everyone. The other thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's my imagination, but I feel it's the the line's not quite straight. Um, the AA in the graphics settings, I've not changed it, but it just doesn't look quite as. And the sky, notice the sky there, the sort of banding effect. Ah, that's that moon. See that guys there, where I'm pointing the mouse. That's where the moon is. If I change the time, can you see it moving? Just at the minute, it's just an invisible moon. Because a lot of people on Facebook posts are saying, "Oh, they've missed out the moon," but I think it's there. It's just not very obvious. So normally when I start the sim back up again, I have to switch off SkyMax Pro because that's enabled, and X camera because I haven't learnt how to use it, so there's no point having it on. So frame rates, 30 still. Let's switch off X Enviro and see what happens. Hasn't made really any difference, has it? It's just not X Enviro. Isn't that amazing that with X Enviro it doesn't drop the frame rates more than what it already is. That's pretty impressive with all that weather. So 31, there we go. May have dropped one if that, and you get even much better scenery. Fascinating. Yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. There's definitely yeah, that's something else I noticed. It gives me the stall warning. Anyone else notice that in Fly Factor 757? It's only done that since the update. Very bizarre. Let's take off anyway and see. I know. I know. No, normally there's sort of a switch that you can flick to stop that, but I don't know where that's located. Hi, Jose. Nice to see you again. Very turbulent. Yes, I do have open scenery. Look at that, guys. It's dropped to 15 FPS. Yeah, something's definitely up. Oh well, I'll try and ignore it. Let's just try and enjoy what we have. Mad Pilot, I think the A320 cockpit is slightly off, yeah. I'd have to agree with you on that. Yeah, this plane is definitely behaving oddly. See, I'm asking it to climb. Am I doing something wrong, guys? It's just going in for a descent. Let's try again. Let's get it to climb. Yeah, it doesn't want to climb. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hand fly this. Something's definitely up here. Sammy, I'll try that for you. Autopilot was switched on, yeah, but this update has definitely broke this 757 because that yoke shake or stick shake, whatever you want to call it, the stall warning. I've never had that before until I updated it. See the city of Frankfurt over there, the buildings are going crazy. I've got disco going on. Yeah, this is also broke. Notice that, guys, the map. I find I have to click it a few times for it to fix itself. Bizarre issues. How far are we now? Let's have a look. That should be good soon. Yeah, so frames have sat around the 30 mark, which, I mean, to be fair, is acceptable, but it's just definitely not the norm for my system. Just feels a bit sluggish. I tried that Barak. I switched off Flight Director and switched it back on again. Not doing anything. Cricket highlights. We tried Amsterdam recently on a stream, and believe it or not, Schiphol is flat, which is really bizarre. No 3D buildings whatsoever at that airport, which is really strange because I would have thought it's one of the more popular airports in the flight sim community. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't have any scenery installed for it. If there is freeware or payware scenery, I don't have that, unfortunately, for Amsterdam. Sounds like all my systems are freaking out in this aircraft. I think I'll just do a manual landing from here. See, excuse me, it's dropping to low 20s. Thomas, there are stock clouds, but they're very heavy on performance. They do look good in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't really like the clouds, the default clouds, but I think that they look pretty good. Sorry, I thought you meant you were asking if there were stock clouds. Not what I'm using here. Yeah, this is X-Enviro. Whoa. The weather's suddenly changed. Very nasty. Is it yeah, it's very turbulent all of a sudden. There's definitely wind shear going on here. I'm not getting a warning. Wow, okay, this is very challenging. Not sure what's going on here. Wow, not flown in these sort of conditions for a very long time. I think I'm going to have a crash here, guys. It's not responding at all. Surely it's not the... I'm wondering if it's the plane that's broke, actually, guys, you know. That's really strange. The throttle's not very responsive either. I think this is just broke. Whoa. The windsock is not even doing anything, so it can't... Yeah, I think the plane's acting up. God knows how I made that. That was frightening. I'm sweating now, guys. Wow, that was very odd. I'm pretty sure this plane is not acting right either. I am literally sweating now. See, rudders delayed, throttles delayed. Something's definitely up with this. I think the new version of X-Plane's literally broke all of the payware aircraft. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the airport to what Samuel suggested. And I'm going to try the IGEX because I haven't tried it yet in this new update. I hope that's not broke as well. Hi Dela Cruz. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, Pacey. That was pure luck. God knows what was going on before I actually touched down. Very strange. Strange that I've got used to flying in 40, 50 FPS. That 30, well, it's mid-20s, is painful for me. So Samuel, can you go ahead and give me the ICO codes for those airports, please? Abhishek, I hope I've pronounced that right. Sorry if I haven't. Yeah, this is default airport in X-Plane. It's pretty good. I guess it would be since it's made by Aerosoft. So they made quite a few airports for X-Plane. Their default airports. Looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? I know I've complained quite a lot, guys, tonight, but if I'm honest, I'm really looking forward to the final version of X-Plane 11. I think it's going to be a great sim. I think it's got a lot of potential, and it's only going to get better, isn't it? Is it just me, or is a lot of people switching from other sims to X-Plane recently? I feel like that's all I hear people talk about. Check that out, that gate is on the ground. Might have fell off from that horrible weather. Okay, so I'm not sure if PBX is actually, is that going to work for me? Let's have a look. PBX. Okay, that's fine. Although it's not a 3D airport. Let's have a look at that one. That one's no, sorry. Yeah, that one, Denver, is 3D, so we can start there. I'm gonna go ahead and select. You guys wanted the 747, so we'll start here. Hi Rajon from Poland. Welcome to the channel. Thomas, I had the same issue. That's one of the reasons I never really bothered with Explain. It just seemed a little bit too technical. But with Explain 10, I started on Sorry, I meant Explain 11. I started with Explain 10 and I found my way around the UI. It wasn't too bad. But Explain 11, that's something else. That opens up a lot of opportunities for them to appeal to a bigger audience. Okay, so apparently this is a 3D airport, guys. Interesting. So I think I'm going to change this airport, guys, because I think this is going to be boring for you guys. Sorry, Samuel. Sorry to be bearer of bad news, but that's there's a lot of aircrafts parked up there, but no 3D buildings. That must be an error because it did say 3D. So Bruno, I can try that. Sierra Bravo Romeo Juliet. See if we have better luck there. It's 3D apparently, so let's hope so. That's good for you, Mad Pilot. FPS bothers me a lot. I wish it didn't though, because I can just enjoy flying then. No problem, Renato. We all make spelling mistakes. No one's going to give you a hard time about it. Huh. That's interesting. This is the first time I loaded up the 747 in XP11 for a while. Guys, do you think this has been updated? There's some pretty cool textures going on here. This is definitely looking different to the original. Guys, let me know, is it just my imagination or is this a refined 747? Yep, we could do San Francisco after this if you guys like. So, FPS not too bad around here. Mid 40s, that's more like it, isn't it? Even hitting the 60 up here. 50, 40, yeah, that's okay. It's definitely a lot better. We could fly around here for a little bit, can't we? So we can get some cool light action. There you go, how about that? Bit of dusk lighting. Now, am I going to be able to take off this runway, guys? Yeah, I thought so. It does look more refined, doesn't it? That's really interesting. I wonder if any of this stuff works. I can turn it, but I don't know if it's actually doing anything. Wow, it is working. That's impressive. I love how those little buttons just flick up like that. That's exactly how it does it in the real 747, if you didn't know. Shame the sound is still default sound, but I guess it's not difficult to change that, is it? Kid413, try switching off your threaded optimization in NVIDIA settings. 10 is very low. With I mean, you didn't really mention your graphics card, but I assume it's half decent. Yeah, sure thing, Mad Pilot. Actually, let me just go in free camera mode. We can get even closer. It's not too bad. I think they refined the engines, definitely. And some of you might know they've actually fixed fixed the hump there. It was slightly unrealistic in the previous version. I saw a post about it anyway. Pretty sure they've yeah. They added reflections on the wings. There isn't sort of like the metal effect that you get in the 737, but that's okay. Still looks pretty cool. Yeah, the windows look slightly out of proportion, don't they? But actually, you know what? I would actually like that in real life. Then we get a better view of the outside. How many of you guys have been on a 380? I've been on a 380 about 4 or 5 times, and this is the thing I didn't really like about the 380. The windows look, excuse me, they look big from the inside. That's the casing, but the actual glass is not that big. The best aircraft I've been on, which I've been on I think twice, is the Dreamliner. That's got to be my favourite aircraft to fly in as a passenger. That is incredible. And huge windows, no shutters. It's just got 2 buttons to dim and lighten the windows, which is pretty cool. Right, I don't know if I'm going to make this, but we'll try. Oh, guys. Is that wash from the water? I've never noticed that before. I thought there's no way I'm going to make it off that runway. No way. My god, that's a fail takeoff, guys. The sounds are the same, don't you think, guys? Just something about the sound that sounds slightly different, but it could be just my imagination, I don't know. Yeah, don't judge me on that takeoff. I did say that I wasn't gonna make it, but I thought I'd try it anyway. I'm liking the interior of this. It's pretty good for freeware. I've clearly spent a bit of time, you know, developing it. That's cool. Got my briefcase. Kid, if I did that, then it will be a very long video. Yeah, I think you're right. The sound's still the same. I think this needs to be fixed. The airport look way too tiny on this display. Far too small. So we're not very lucky with the locations we're selecting today, are we? This is also pretty pants weather-wise. Let's head over to KSFO. And let's do 737. Oh yeah, great way to wash an aircraft. Expensive way. Hi, Seda. What, in real life does it have a yoke? I didn't notice whether it had a yoke in the sim, actually. Did it look like it didn't have a yoke? So it's raining. I think this is actually the first time I've seen rain with X-Enviro. It's very faint though, isn't it? Is it raining? Yeah, it is. Very faint.
Okay, I'll send a push cart.
So I signed one of the keys to call the push cart, but I tried it recently and it wasn't working, so... Oh, there it is. It's coming from within the building, and it's going to run over everything by, I assume. Papa Delta X-ray. We can try that after this if you like, guys. Lowy memories, yeah. You had issues during a live, not a stream. You were in VATSIM, weren't you, Roy? The model of the tug is amazing. They've even simulated the wipers and the little fan on the top as well, which is pretty cool, isn't it? That's very detailed.
Catch you next time.
Catch you next time. Cheers. Oh, parking brakes. The Trim Express. That was the IGEX. That was although this seems to be flipping out a little bit, but luckily the sounds are not simulated like it is in IGEX. I did say that I would try the IGEX, so we can try that in a minute. We'll just take off from here and see what it's like. Although the weather doesn't look too great, does it? I think this is probably one of the best default aircrafts that they've made for X-Plane. Notice that, guys? See in front? I think that was like a cloud. That screeching sound, tire screeching sound, still there, which is annoying. It's weird that they've made amazing updates to this sim, but that tire screeching just does not want to go. Maybe it's the most complicated thing in the sim. NAS, I'm afraid I don't have Australia. I don't have Oceania. I don't have Asia installed either. And I think Middle East, or I do maybe parts of it. I can't remember. I think I do have Middle East because I think we did Iran recently. You could tell I don't fly here often because I can't find the runway. See? Did you notice that, guys? Did you notice how the light just suddenly changed? That's what I meant earlier. It just suddenly just changes for no reason. There goes the runway. Whoa, check out that windsock. We're going to have crazy crosswind taken off. There you go. 34 knots. Crosswind. Okay. I think today's just going to be one of those challenging days. You guys can judge me all you like. Yeah, I think you can. I think that the jet wash is simulated. We can have a look at it in just a second. The only thing that ruins it for me in this 737 is the fact that there are no pilots. That annoys me. Just the idea that this plane is going to be flying with no one at the controls is just it ruins it for me. Sorry if some of you didn't notice that, and now I've ruined it for you. Anyway, let's full throttle and see if there's wash, jet blast, whatever you want to call it. No, no jet wash simulated. That could be actually an X Enviro thing. We can switch it off and have a look. No, not convinced. Although it's not raining now, so that could also be a reason. Yeah, it's raining in X Enviro, but not in default. I guess because it's not using real weather. Anyway, let's check out that headwind, crosswind. Yes, Josh, I can show that just before I take off because I will forget otherwise. So control setup. So I've got the Satec X52 Pro. So I've got all the axes set up there, and it's pretty easy to set up. You just move the joystick, and then select what command you want to set it to. Very easy. Excuse me. And then what's pretty cool, if you click a button on your joystick, it highlights which button you're clicking, and then all you do is click edit and select the command. And it's pretty cool because you can go ahead and search for a command and then just click apply. It's brilliant. Is that okay? Anything else you wanted to see? Control sensitivity. I haven't played around with that, just left it as it is. Anyway, let's take off. Whatever, like that's gonna matter. Let me just set the view, because I'm not comfortable with this view. There we go. I don't know how many of you know this. I'm sure most of you know more than I do. Let me just check something actually. Yeah, so if you wanted to create default views, so for example, if I move across to the right and you want to save that, if you hold Control on your keyboard and click one of the numlock keys, so the numbers on the right hand side, so I'll do 3. If I move to the cockpit, and click 3, notice how it just changes? Amazing. Anyway, there we go. If you already knew that, fair enough. Yeah, good idea. Rejected takeoff. Right, let's go for it. See if there's wash. I don't think it's gonna do it, is it? Whoa. Look at that, my plane wants to veer to the right. It's not liking that crosswind at all. Oh, I'm already lifting up. Whoa. That is some crazy crosswind, guys. Was expecting it though, to be fair. It's gone. Yeah, it's very shaky, isn't it? Yep, no water luckily. I'm liking this, it's really cool, really good. Yeah, notice none of the anti-ice stuff is on. Yeah, this is... I'm getting a stall warning, look at that, I'm dropping out of the sky. The wind is 48 knots. That is insane. Anyone from San Francisco, Portland area? Can you confirm that? Confirm that's what's actually going on. Whoa. Set up. There's a lot of things I haven't done in this plane. It's not one of those streams. I don't go through, you know, all the systems and whatever. It will be something that I'll do in the future once the final version of X-Plane is released. But right now is just playing around and testing things and just showing you guys what I'm seeing. Kian, hi, welcome to the channel. I'm not sure what you mean about default airlines. Do you mean for the AI traffic or the actual aircrafts that we fly? Yeah, that's some nasty weather there. Wow. Kid, that's pretty crazy weather. I feel that if I want to land back at KSFO, it needs to be on that runway. Then we've got a headwind. So, should we do that? We've got a 60 knot tailwind right now. Almost tailwind. So, let's have a look. 190. Let's do it. Why the hell? Why the hell not? You guys are not that bad. Okay, that should be good. So the AI traffic, no, you can actually select the aircrafts that are in your aircraft folder. So, in terms of selecting, I have to check this. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna pause. So if I add an aircraft and select 737, I think you can. Okay, because it's not allowing me because I've already selected this aircraft. But if I select the, there we go. Yeah, you can. You can actually select the different airlines. Good question. Josh, raining in Seattle. That's strange, isn't it? Don't they call it Rain City or City of Rain or something like that? Looks like a beautiful city. I'd love to go there. Not for the rain, because here in Britain we get enough rain. I don't want to see it again for a while. So, quick question for you guys. How many of you have not subscribed to my channel? Come on, be honest. You don't have to. What I'm doing is nothing serious. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah, pretty much UK's country of rain. Although last summer we had it pretty good, to be fair. Not that much rain. We had quite a lot of sunlight, which was good. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a turn now. I wonder if the autopilot works in this aircraft. Okay, let's get it on. Okay, head and select. Okay. Let's hope for the best. What are we, 20 miles out? I think I need to pick up the speed a little bit. Yeah, PMDG 787 would be good. Or actually, to be fair, I don't care who makes it. I think Flight Factor and IGEX would give it a good shot. If I'm honest, I think I prefer Flight Factor and IGEX over PMDG, only because all I can think about, the first thing that comes to mind when I think PMDG, yeah, great quality, but major FPS issues. The level of detail is great, but it's you know, it does take a huge hit. Hardcore gamer, I believe, it's just me, that ortho scenery, photo scenery, improves my frame rates. I do think that. I'm just going to dim the lights a little bit, guys, if that's okay. Just make it a little bit darker. Oops, maybe too dark. That's okay. Let me know if you can't see that well enough. Hopefully it's still clear enough for you guys to see. Okay, let's get that auto land. Thank you, Cordova. Very kind. So where are we now? 14 nautical miles. Not too far. Yeah, FPS definitely dropped for me on this version of X-Plane, guys. 30 default scenery, default aircraft. Yeah, that's not good. Check that out, guys. Ground speed 151 knots. We got almost a 50 knot headwind. That's nuts. Shouldn't be very hard to slow this beast down. Ah, sorry guys, should have said. Turn up the sound of the aircraft. Let me know if that's any better. The wind's dropped a little bit, luckily. It's hovering just below the 40 nautical miles. Sorry guys, I think I had the volume for the aircraft a little bit too low. Having said that, if I go ahead and fly a different plane shortly, you probably think it's too loud and then you can't hear my voice. It's a bit weird like that. We see anything outside? Just water. So X-Enviro update, 3D lighting. Notice that landing lights. I'm not sure what I think of it really. You can switch it off. So let me just pause it a second, guys, so it can show you. Because there's a question here about X-Enviro. What was the question? Cloud lighting. So there we go. I've got it on 70%. That's my settings for X-Enviro if you were interested. Probably turn that up a little bit. Okay, there you go. It's more like it. We can hear rain now. Can you hear that, guys? Pretty cool. Wow, not heard that before. I guess it was the first time I saw rain in Exoenviro, so that's why I haven't heard it before. Mad Pilot, I would say huge difference. My screen is 144 Hertz, and if I drop it to 60 Hertz, it's just painful. So definitely makes a difference. Just about make out of the runway now. I don't think I would have hand flown it as well as the autopilot, not in these conditions. It's not a headwind anymore. It's coming slightly from the left, from the south. Wow! Look at that ground speed, 117 knots. We can do it now, can't we, guys? Yeah, come on. Yeah, this is challenging. Check out my throttle, 70%. And I'm having to do a lot of corrections. The autopilot made it look very easy. I'm liking the sound of the rain, that sounds good. Don't know whether that's actually realistic in a jet of this size. I guess it would be. I mean, if you think how fast you're travelling. And a lot of it's probably hail, isn't it? At that, well, not at this height, but higher up. 16 degrees, so I don't think it'll be hail. Yeah, we'll check, see if there's jet wash. Not my best landing. No jet wash, unfortunately. It's a bit disappointing. I think that's more to do with the aircraft rather than the weather engine. It would help if I take it out of the reverse. The key on my joystick, I have to for reverse thrust, I have to bash it quite hard. So obviously I didn't click it hard enough that time. Yeah, rain on the windshield would be good. In X-Plane 10 I think you had that effect. My feeling is that we're still a little bit far from final release, don't you think? Shame there's no jet wash. So I'm getting all sorts of weird. Can you guys see that? My Wow, that's very bizarre, guys. I'm not actually controlling that camera movement. That's definitely another bug. Very, very strange. It's when I'm in this outside view. Very strange. Did you notice how the rain just sounded like it stopped and it started again? That's pretty cool. It's not just a continuous sound. It really is dependent on the rain that's falling. Sorry about that slight pause. I clicked one of the keys on my joystick, which takes a picture, so it freezes for 2 seconds or so. Yeah, there's all sorts of unusual things in this version. It's really strange because beta 3 was, I wouldn't say flawless, but it's pretty good. They really broke this. Yeah, I'm liking the effects. That sound, the rain, is brilliant. Yeah, I thought so, Roy. It's more of an aircraft feature, really, isn't it? Yeah, I think it probably did mess up the jet wash as well. Shame. So there's an airport I want you guys to see. So we just load it up. It's a freeware that I downloaded yesterday, and I did a video of it. Quite a lot of you liked it. Not necessarily you guys, but my viewers. I'll show you it. It's in Norway. You know the drill, we have to wait a few minutes for this to load. That wasn't too bad, actually. Not too bad at all. Although, there we go, look at that for an issue. So I think the layers in my scenery is definitely in the wrong order, which is bizarre because I did not touch it. So what it's doing here is just loading the photo scenery. Let me just have a look, see what order it's in. Okay, I think it's an easy fix. So let's come out of that. I'm just going to reload it, guys. It won't take too long, hopefully. Let's do that. Add that there, and we are done. And then hopefully I can just select last flight. Resume last flight. It is a detailed airport, but I just think it's amazing for freeware. Incredible. Yeah, Cordova, there was rain, and I could see it very faintly on my screen. But no, it's not prominent enough. I think they need to add the settings that SkyMax Pro had, where you can actually change the size of the raindrops. You could actually do that in SkyMax Pro. Or just make it bigger by default and just leave it. I think it's a bit too faint. So is the quality good enough for you guys on your screen? And the sound, does it still sound okay? I've been doing this for a month now, so you'd think that I'm not a pro, but I'm getting there. So this is it. What do you think? A lot better than what it was a few minutes ago. So I'm using W2XP, so it obviously adds autogen exactly in the right spots. There's a lot of scenery, and I haven't actually even got it on maximum. I think I've got it on high, but I feel like I don't need to turn it up higher than this. I'm quite happy with the results. Got traffic, you got all sorts going on here. There you go, look at that, there's even people watching. There's a lady there with binoculars. This guy, oh, you didn't notice that. I didn't realise people were actually moving. Interesting. Couple more people there. What have we got here? Cars. Yeah, it's pretty cool scenery for airport, freeway airport. There you go. Let's take off and have a look. The plane is shaking. That could only be wind, right? It's shaking like crazy. So another thing, this new update has created this horrible effect on the lights. I thought it was Xenviro, and it isn't, because I've actually downloaded sort of like an add-on for Xenviro, a freeware, which fixes all these lighting issues. But Beta 5 has broken it again. I want to know why that aircraft's bobbing around. See, it's moving. See if it's wind. There you go, that map issue again. Sometimes if you just leave it for a second, it fixes itself. There we go. Details. Wind light. Define light, because that is shaking quite a bit. Take care, Mayday. Thanks for joining. I've only got about 15 minutes left anyway. Anyway, let's take off and see. Look at that shaking. That's crazy. I'm scared now. Look, you can see it shaking from inside. There's definitely wind. Well, according to this, it's 3 knot side wind. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. Anyway, let's take off. Hope for the best. Yeah, it's definitely. Whoa. It's definitely shaky. So the sound's not good anymore, guys? This seems a bit extreme for 3 knot wind. Whoa. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually switch off X-Enviro and see what's going on. Yeah, that's... Is that still wind? No, there's no wind. Am I missing something? That plane's behaving very strange. That's, yeah, that's not good. It's making me dizzy. Guys, can you hear me okay? A couple of you've mentioned the sound's not good. So this airport is Echo November Hotel Alpha, which is in Norway. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but that's not acting right, is it? I think I'm going to start it again, same location. Let's go for Cessna. Right guys, you need to tell me if the sound's okay, because this Cessna's quite loud, and normally you guys mention that that you can't hear my voice. All good? Okay, good. I always like to check, just make sure. I have a feeling that I'm going to have the same issue with this aircraft because it's jumping around on here too. Whoa. Yeah, this is not good. Whoa. Yeah, I think I'm having issues with the reflections. Look great, don't they? Look at that. Now, is this because it doesn't seem as though I've got weather? Really don't know what's causing it. Let's make it a bit lighter so you guys can see the photo scenery. It's not quite the same quality as what I have in the UK, to be fair, so it's a bit washed out. I don't know what's causing this odd behaviour. It's really strange. That guy's head. I think he's not enjoying the ride either. Take care, hardcore gamer. Yeah, perhaps they have got a prop model, but I'm not liking it. Yeah, Craig, I think you're right. I did read up about that. He wanted it to be even more realistic. So, that's what we got. And I'm sure they'll fix these problems soon. So PDX, yeah, let's try it. I think it's when I checked it was flat. Oh no, I think it's okay. So this will be my last airport before I call it a night. But I think we've seen quite a lot today. Quite a lot of issues actually. I think you guys would agree. I always thought this, and I don't know whether, and it's not because I'm used to photo scenery, but I think the default scenery textures need to be a lot better than this. In my opinion, it's not good enough. But you think they could definitely do something better with that. However, change the time and things get really good. There you go. That may be a little bit too dark, but it's a pretty cool airport. I don't think I've ever flown from Portland, guys. What have I got switched on? It's okay. Yeah, I'm still getting that odd behaviour actually. Although now I think it's a genuine weather issue. That's not too bad. I think that was just a side wind. Yeah, it's a pretty cool airport. Again, default airport, default scenery. Take care, Roy. Nice to you again. Cordova, I normally stream Friday night, sometimes Saturday nights, and Sunday nights. Other days in the week, I just focus on making videos. Although I think I launched 2 videos this weekend. The time here is 23:06, so 11 p.m. That's a pretty decent place to fly, isn't it? Yeah, what I'm experiencing here is definitely weather. So remember I mentioned earlier about the nav lights being broken. They seem okay in this Cessna. It's just some of the other aircrafts it's broke on. Yeah, Mr. Zorito, hope I pronounced that right. I'm ordering a new mic with noise cancellation. I never really planned to do narration. I was just going to do, I've always done sort of silent videos. I say always, the first few weeks, couple of weeks I did silent videos, but a lot of you asked for voice. I wasn't prepared for it, so I'm going to order some decent mic or headphones. Lucky you, 6 PM where you guys are. Wow. It's still, you know, you've got 5 hours on me. Yeah, at night it looks decent. Default or not default, I think it looks pretty good. But they definitely need to do something with the daytime textures. Thank you, Craig, very kind. So I think that's it from me, guys, really. Hope you've enjoyed it. There's nothing really too exciting, it's just checking out the new version of X-Plane, and I think we can conclude that it's buggy. But yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, do so if you want to. It will just mean that you get notifications when I release new videos or if I'm live. If not, never mind. But thank you all for joining, and hope to catch you all soon. Take care now.